Hey guys, and we are here for a little bit of this wild Wednesday action. We are super excited to be here with you guys as we are going to be streaming all these games to you guys live on the Pilot TV's Player Connect app, pilotgames.com/PilotTV, YouTube Live, as well as the Twitch app. Our channel name is MegaSota under both YouTube Live and Twitch.
Absolutely. Go check us out on all of our different streaming platforms. We would love to shoot you out that luck to take with you into this awesome Wild Wednesday. We want to talk about all the different locations that have just recently gotten those Pilot TVs installed as well, because we love seeing all the different places that you guys can watch us on, and I know there's a ton of places that still would like those Pilot TVs. And so if you find yourself at J&H Liquors, Neeson's Gaylord, Hatterdale Municipal Liquor Store, the Dirty Blonde Bar and Grill, Eagles Albert Lay, EJ's Bar and Grill, Gaylord, Jersey's Bar and Grill, or even the Hatchet House of Bemidji. Those are the latest locations that have gotten Pilot TVs unwrapped and installed.
Well, a bunch of luck going out to those locations heading into these first games of this Wild Wednesday. We should have a lot of fun on this Wild Wednesday as we are getting on after it. We are getting into a little high-low game of Blingo Bingo. We have its $10 buy-ins and 20 winners on well, actually, I'm not sure on how many winners, but I think 20 winners on this one is 10 on the high, 10 losers, making for some really fun gameplay. So definitely get winning. See how much you could take home, as the worst player in the state actually takes home the same prize as the best player.
Absolutely, that's some great stuff, and you got plenty of time left. Just about 9 minutes left in this round, so make sure you guys are getting those plays in and trying to take over either Oma's spot or that last place spot. But no matter where you guys lie, I hope you guys are having fun out there. And if you get to take home a jackpot worth over $600, you actually get to count towards our rolling total of jackpots for Season 14 here at Pilot Games. Now, just over the last 7 days, we were able to give out 16 different jackpots, making it 82 different jackpots that were able to go out for Season 14 so far.
Oh, absolutely. And to start off those jackpots yesterday, we had Me One over at Colonial Lanes taking home a nice prize of $7,669. I think the largest prize to go out in the early portions of this week.
Absolutely nicely done to me one. We also had another jackpot winner just yesterday as the Sunlight over at Northside Bar is able to take away $969 just yesterday as well. Nicely done to both of those jackpot winners.
Yeah, good job to all of our winners in those Tuesday games, as we had more than just those jackpot winners. We had also had a bunch of great Muscos. We also had a bunch of great prizes go out in our E-tabs, and we actually had a bunch of prizes go out in our newest E-tab, Space Sweeper. Get ready to defend the planet against the extraterrestrial invasion while winning cash prizes up to $1,495 in the Moon Conquer and Space Sweeper bonuses. Martian Invasion players, you'll love this new E-tab. Try this today at your favorite Minnesota bar. It's a absolute blast. Space Sweeper, super fun, alien themed, just some really great stuff.
Absolutely. Who is your favorite alien in cinema?
My favorite alien in cinema.
Or alien character in general?
Ooh, I don't know. Maybe the little blob
Treasure Island?
in Treasure Island.
Or Treasure Planet?
Treasure Planet, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Treasure Planet.
That's a good alien.
The little blob, I liked him. He was a great alien. I thought he was cool how he could change shapes. So I thought
Very
that was a
cool.
really cool little alien. I'm trying to think other cool
Mine's Stitch.
aliens.
Mine would probably be Stitch.
Ooh, Stitch is a good one. That's a fun one.
I used to have a pillow pet of Stitch.
If I knew all the aliens, there would be an alien that I would choose over Stitch, but I just don't know all the aliens by name within the Stitch
in
series.
that universe, yeah.
Because there's so many different ones that do so many different cool things
I
that
like the little yellow guy that makes the sandwiches.
oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. There's so many good ones with a bunch of different powers, so it would be hard to choose. But
Absolutely.
yeah, aliens are fun, and and that's why you'll have an absolute blast playing the new E-Tab game, Space Sweeper. We just got to play a very fun, iconic version of Space Invaders, which is a
That's
super
right.
fun retro game that we got to play in kind of a new gen version of it from a full wall, like it was
LED
from
board.
yeah, from top to bottom, ceiling to floor, wall, playing Space Invader, which I thought was an absolute blast.
It was massive, probably the largest one to that's in Michigan, I would say at least.
Largest one I've seen
I
around
know. I
town.
want to make a bigger claim and say it's the largest one made, but I can't make that claim as I don't know how many there are. But it was definitely a large one. It was very, very cool, and it's definitely on theme with this great ETAB game that was just released about a week ago for you guys. Space Sweepers, or yeah, Space Sweepers. Go check it out wherever you guys can play pilot games today.
Other top tier aliens, Chewbacca, another top
Mm.
tier alien out there. Technically, Luke Skywalker, and every single character in the Star Wars universe is an alien, even if they're humanoid aliens. They,
Mhm.
even the ones that look like us, they are aliens as well, since they're from planets from very, very far away.
Yes.
So you probably like Obi-Wan Kenobi, one of my favorite aliens.
So, what is your favorite character out of Star Wars?
My favorite Star Wars character.
Yeah. Or should I say Star Wars Alien,
I
since
really
it's all of
enjoyed
them?
Yoda, like the
Yeah,
OG Yoda.
yeah.
I thought he was super cool, especially him in his fight versus Count Dooku. I thought
Mhm.
was one of the best fights of the prequels, and
Mhm.
so I really enjoyed that one.
Very cool stuff.
Yeah, super fun stuff, all space themed, and so check out the new space themed E-Tag game, Space Sweeper.
It's
We
out of this world.
Good pun right there. We got 3 minutes and 50 seconds left in this game, which means we are past the halfway mark on this game, hoping that you guys can get the rest of your plays and move as high up in these standings and earn as many points as you can while you're finishing up those plays. Or if you have finished up those plays, head on over to our Facebook page and give us a like and follow. It's a great place to stay up to date with all things Pilot Games. You can find weekly bingo schedules, event details, reminders, big progressives, player pictures, as well as you can find a website link at the top of that Facebook page, which has links to our bar locations, our other socials, and pretty much just all things that you need to find about Pilot Games is right there on that Facebook page. So go and check it out. Like and follow would be much appreciated. Definitely great stuff there.
Absolutely. It's also helping yourself out because you're able to stay up to date with everything going on. And even if it's just a couple questions you would like to have answered, shoot us out your messages and our team gets back to you a quick and lickety split. If not, our community of avid pilot players gets back to you quicker if they have the answer. Definitely go check out Pilot Games on Facebook and like and follow that page.
Absolutely.
But if you guys want to know what to expect on your daily bingo schedule, we're going to run through the entirety of what you guys can expect when you guys come in tomorrow bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. We get our bingo day started off each and every day with that game day bingo that starts from 12 and runs all the way till 1 p.m. Ian and I will be live with you guys during that time, and right at that 1 p.m. time, we'll let you guys loose to jump into your first opportunity at Lucky 4 Bingo for the day. It's definitely going to be a lot of fun before you guys jump into some more game day bingo that runs from 1 all the way until 4 p.m.
Yeah, that's when you get your second opportunity at Lucky 4 Bingo at 4 p.m. Then you get into some Skull Bingo that runs from 4 to 6 p.m. Wednesday nights are the only nights during the weekdays that we do not stream live that Skull Bingo from 4 to 6. So come out tomorrow to play that Skull Bingo with us, and hopefully we can give out some nice prizes to some great players. At the end of that Skull Bingo, though, you'll play one final game of Lucky 4 Bingo at 6 p.m. for the day, and then you'll get into some Game Day Bingo that's going to normally run from 6 all the way till 10 p.m. Obviously, that is not always the case, as we are not playing Game Day Bingo right now, and that's because we are in one of two great PGL specialty nights. Tonight, it's a wild Wednesday. It runs from 7 to 9 every single Wednesday. Me and Jordy, we're always here giving out a lot of PGL points
Oh, yeah.
and prizes. $112 for the first place and last place prize in this game right here. So should be a lot of fun here as we continue through these games. We'll then, in the next one, play a little bit of top 10 action, which is always a blast as those top 10 players always take home some really good cash.
Absolutely. Make sure you guys continue to get enrolled and continue playing on through this awesome Wild Wednesday with you guys. But just yesterday, we had the first PGL night of each and every week, and you guys can check that out each and every Tuesday at about 6:40 when Tony and Nikki take on over the show and give out those jackpots and PGL points. And you guys better come out for that next Tuesday night because they have a grand finale game of Jackpot Jungle. It's a $1 card, and in 54 balls or less, you could be taking home over $4,638. Definitely a lot of fun with some great cash on the line to be going out into one of your pockets.
Absolutely. Definitely a great time to win cash on both those PGL specialty nights. And we have a lot of great bingo in store for you guys throughout the entirety of the day. But as we are coming down to the final few seconds of this game, it looks like it's Jules is in last place. We'll see if they can hold on to it in these final 5 seconds. We got Stella in first. It looks like Noah will be shaking up these standings, and we'll just be waiting for that blue screen to announce the official winner in this very first game of this Wild Wednesday. A little bit of blingo bingo action. Should be some really great stuff. As we wait for this nice prize.
Absolutely. And as you said, we have a little top 10 action coming up next. So make sure you guys continue to get enrolled in this next game. There, the official blue screen has hit the TVs. As you can see, we have Stella over at VFW Wasika getting to take home that first place prize, $111. Nicely done to Stella, as well as the entirety of that top 10 and those biggest losers as well. We'll get all of those great winners and the prizes they took home for you guys in just a few minutes.
Absolutely. We'll be excited to go over those winners. But as we are waiting for those winners and getting enrolled into a little top 10, we are actually going to start talking about some national days. Sorry, we went off air there for just a second with you guys, but we're back better than ever, as it is International Day of the World's Indigenous People. Each year on August 9th, people around the globe observe International Day of the World's Indigenous Peoples. Furthermore, people gather on this day to bring awareness to the world issue concerning Indigenous people, respectively. In addition, this day also recognizes the achievements and contributions of Indigenous people in our society.
Absolutely, and I know there was something passed just I think yesterday with our presidential administration on the protection and preservation of indigenous lands and history in the southwest area of the United States, which is very cool to see. I know there are still leaps and bounds that need to happen, but there are a lot of great things happening for indigenous people all around the world today now.
Oh yeah, definitely some great stuff. Before I worked here at Pilot Games, I was working under the indigenous tribe that
Yeah.
was in our town, and so I got exposed to a lot more of indigenous people than I had been used to prior in my life, and being able to kind of interact, talk to some of those people about their cultures and how deep that culture runs within each and every person that I had met that was a part of the tribe was very, very cool to see, and it was really interesting. I even got to go to a few of their powwows and got to really see a lot of
Experience it,
very,
yeah.
very cool stuff that comes with their traditions.
Absolutely. Before coming to our small college town, there was not really a lot of exposure that I had. But once we moved to this town in Michigan, where there is pretty much the large majority of the town is indigenous people,
Hmm.
it was very, very interesting being able to meet and actually educate myself on their culture and everything that they do on the day to day. Like if you guys remember John, our previous broadcaster, his girlfriend is indigenous, and she is very, very immersed in her culture and very well educated on it, and it's really cool to hear about what she has to say.
Absolutely. And then we also get to hear a bunch from our former roommate. Will, who is also indigenous as well.
Yes.
You guys got to see Will on the broadcast all the time. So happy International Day of the World's Indigenous People. We celebrate all the indigenous people on today. Next up is a tasty national day.
It is National Passion Fruit Day. Join us today as we celebrate the delightful, sweet, and tangy flavor of the tropical fruit known as the passion fruit. We also want to promote and honor the hardworking farmers and growers that provide passion fruits to the consumers in America.
Ah, super cool. Well, the passion fruit is native to Brazil.
Hmm.
Fun fact. And the word uh, the word passion fruit the name comes from the family of passion flowers, which actually comes from a little bit more of a explicit term, and so we just like to use the word passion fruit better.
Hmm.
Yeah, from the Native Americans apparently.
Very interesting.
Yeah, that originally were growing it. Super cool. Um,
Absolutely.
It is served either sweet or sour. You can find the difference in sweet or sour normally in the coloring of um,
The flesh of it?
the passion fruit, as yellow passion fruit, which are the favorites in Brazil, are more of a sour passion fruit, where the red ones that are much more popular within the United States are more sweet.
Very interesting. I did
Yes.
not know that.
Yeah, they are a source of vitamin A, C, and B complex, and has minerals as well as iron, sodium, calcium, and phosphorus. There are even more nutrients available inside as well.
Very cool.
Super, super great
I
stuff.
really don't know if I've ever tried a passion fruit.
I don't think I've ever tried a passion fruit as well. I've tried passion fruit things.
Yes, flavored items.
Yeah, I like passion
And
fruit candy.
and I like the this is so I like the Starbucks passion fruit refresher.
Yes, those are good as well. I
Yeah.
think I have the sparkling ices. I think they have a passion fruit flavor as well. So
Do they?
I think so in one of their packagings.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I think great stuff there.
Absolutely.
Um, but still talking about passion fruit, the greatness that comes with it, and a few fun facts from it as we keep on talking.
Absolutely.
They're known to have calming properties, and it is used as a sleep aid to calm nerves and relieve anxiety. So if you're feeling on edge, try it for a few days and see.
All right.
Very, very interesting. And technically, it's a berry, and one fruit has only 17 calories, and the dark seeds are crunchy but edible.
I would very much like to try a passion fruit now.
Yeah, I don't think I would enjoy a passion fruit.
I don't think so either. I think you should just stick to the passion fruit flavored
I
items.
do. I think I love
Because
passion fruit flavored stuff.
absolutely, we've definitely had high chews that are passion fruit flavor.
Yes, I enjoy all high
Super
chews,
tasty.
so I definitely have enjoyed a passion fruit flavored high chew.
Absolutely. Well, happy National Passion Fruit Day. We do have those winners from the Blingo Bingo game, and so
Ooh.
I'm going to take those biggest losers, and then I'll let you take the biggest winners.
Alrighty.
Well, starting it off in fifth place in the loser side of things, we had Blue Harris 6 over at Leo's Bar Newmarket, getting to take away $33. Then getting to win $44, coming in fourth place in the biggest losers, was Rud Dog over at LJ's. Then in third is Tone over at Club New Yorker, who got to take home $44. Then coming in second on the Biggest Loser side, we had Michael over VFW Blaine, getting to win $88. And our biggest loser of that round of Blingo Bingo ended up being It's Jules over at Broadway Pizza Coon Rapids. $111 were able to cushion that blow.
Yeah, good job to all of our losers
Losers, oh
taking home
yes.
some nice wins. Definitely some great stuff there. You think I could pull off some blue hair?
Absolutely.
I agree.
I had blue hair at one point.
Did you?
I did.
I always forget that you used to dye your hair a lot more, like fun, different colors, and did some stuff with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. That's fun. Yeah, just
Turns
thinking
green
about.
quickly.
Yeah, I have never dyed my hair once,
Really?
and the most I've ever done is that temporary like spray hair
Ooh,
dye,
yes, I
and
did that for your
I did a
hair.
pretty good. We did a pretty good job one year as I dyed it all silver.
Yeah, it used 2 cans.
Yeah, and I was Danny Phantom for a Halloween, which worked out great, and my hair looked a completely different color. It was really hard to get this
And
dark
it was
brown
cool
a different
because the
color.
party was blue light or black light, and so it made the hair look really
It
cool
made it look even 10 times better than it did in
in
like
natural lighting.
oh, so much better. It was awesome. It
Yes.
was a great time. It actually looked almost white. But let's get on to the winners as blue hair. You distracted me enough. Good job taking home being the fifth biggest loser in that matchup. But on to the winners as 10th best player in that game was Feith over at American Legion Lewiston, taking home $22. Another $22 prize went out to Oakley 14 over at the Atomic Star Tavern. Eighth place was Chara over at Leo's New Market, taking home $33. $33 also went out to seventh place Outlaw 21 over at the Boulevard Bar and Grill. Sixth place was Oma over at Elks Lodge Owatonna, taking home $33. Taking home $33 as well, we had Yak over at the Stanchion Bar in fifth place. Big move for Yak, as I think Yak was in our top 10 at one point. Not sure if he's currently, but could be in there soon. With 44, winning $44 in fourth place, we had Ha over at the Buzzsaw. The bus stop, I should say. Mr. Wolf over at the Super Bowl took home $55 in third place. Second place was Carter over at the Mainline Bar and Grill, taking home $88 and winning $111 in first place. We had Stella over at VFW Wasika.
Very cool stuff. Nicely done to all of those players getting to take home those great prizes. We are officially in this round of top 10 action. We've got Cooper623 who just took over that first place spot. We'll have to see if Dugout is going to be able to get that place back or if Cooper is there to stay. Make sure you guys are getting all your plays in as you guys have just over 4 minutes left in this round. So continue to get those great plays in.
Yeah, just a little over halfway through this game. Make sure you finish up those plays. Dugout leading that charge. Mr. Wolf, a second time being in the top 10 right now. We'll see if he can maintain in the top 10 as he finished there in that game of Blingo Bingo. Now looking to do it in the actual game. Top 10. Should be
Yes.
fun stuff. After this game at 7:30, we'll be getting into a little Winter Wonderland action, which should be a blast as well. But back to our national days, as we were talking about National Passion Fruit Day.
Absolutely. On National Passion Fruit Day, there's a bunch of different ways to have it. You can have it in smoothies. You can even just have it straight out of the fruit itself. You can put it on top of ice cream. I've seen a lot of people put it on top of like soft serve, like froyo.
Really?
Mhm.
That's super cool. That would be an interesting add-on to it as it's got that nice sweet flavor
Mhm.
and would be tasty. A lot of people like fruit in their desserts, so
I would
it's
really
definitely
like
a
to
cool one.
try the difference between the sweet and sour passion fruits.
That would be cool as well. I think that's definitely interesting, and I would love to see like how it's reacted to in different environments, like seeing like in Brazil how people eat the yellow passion fruit more often, where I've only seen people eat the red one here in the U.S., which is
Yeah,
very interesting.
absolutely.
Well, little passion fruit fun facts: you can get passion fruit taffy. And you can get passion fruit licorice. You can
Very
get
interesting.
passion fruit gummies with the passion fruit high chews. You can even get a passion fruit lollipops. You can get passion fruit flavored pretty much anything, but some of the more popular stuff looks to be those three.
Absolutely. If you guys didn't know, they carry a lot of antioxidants as well as anti-inflammatory effects. It's got its name because of the similarity between the various elements of the flower and of those of the Passion of Christ flowers.
Awesome stuff.
Hmm.
Well, enjoy by having a nice passion fruit on today. If you can have it on today, that'd be a great little add-on. Maybe get a drink with some passion fruit juice put into it. I don't know if that's a thing at bars, but that'd be a cool thing to add in. Next up is a day that I know Jordy is going to love to celebrate as she's about 70 books down on the year as it's National Book Lovers Day. International Book Lovers Day on August 9th harnesses all of the excitement bibliophiles feel about books in one celebration.
Yes, I love a good book. I am, in fact, 70 books down for the year exactly.
You're officially at 70?
I'm officially at 70, which is very, very exciting for me. I'm ahead of schedule. I'm currently on track to get like 110 books for the year.
That's awesome.
Hmm.
That's awesome. Probably will slow down once school gets ramped up and that you
Yes.
won't be able to read nearly the amount that you are right now.
Yes.
But
I
your goal of 100 books, very, very achievable.
But I've thought about this as I now have to commute about 15, 20 minutes there and back
Uh-huh.
for school. I'm going to switch to audiobooks.
Ah,
And so I'm going to be able to listen to a little chunk of it every day anyway.
that'll be good. I don't view you much as an audiobook gal,
No,
as you
I
love
hated
to
it
listen
when
to your own voices in your
Yes,
head.
I make my own little world when I read.
And you can't, and I feel like you struggle to do that when you're hearing somebody else's
Oh,
voice.
there are some audiobooks that ruin the literature.
I get that. I get that. And it's
Yeah.
it's funny because I actually prefer the audiobooks that don't try to make voices out of it and just like really plainly tell the story. That's what I
I'd be
want out of
fine
my
with that.
audiobooks.
I
Because
would be so fine with that. It was the fact that it was one singular person reading everything, doing different voices for everybody.
yes,
And
see
I
that
was
takes
just
me
like,
out of it because I'm just like you're trying too hard. Like if you just did regular, like you were reading me a story,
it's used
I'll
to
imagine the voice is my
accents.
own self in my head while you just read it very plainly out loud.
And because when I listened, because I ended up listening to The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo on
Before you talk
audiobook.
about that, we do have a blue screen showing up as Dugout over at VFW Spring Lake Park is taking home the first place prize of $405. A awesome first place prize going out to you in this game of Top
Top 10.
10. We will now be getting enrolled into a little bit of Winter Wonderland action. Should be some really great stuff as we get enrolled. You guys have just about 5 minutes to get into this upcoming game.
Absolutely. And as you guys are getting enrolled in this next round, we were talking a little bit about National Book Lovers Day and my little stint of using audiobooks. And I did it to listen to The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which is a very good book. And I was I was pleasantly surprised with that one because they didn't try and do too much with the different voices. But on a different book that was multi-gendered cast and it was a one singular woman reading everybody's different parts, it was very, very hard to follow.
Ah, makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, of having all the different voices coming out at different times and just having the audiobook, not being able to like take your time and break in between each sentence and yeah, that
Yeah,
would get confusing.
I would very much like my own pace and my own, and just reading it in my own accord.
I get that. I get that. And so it will be interesting to see if you will enjoy the audiobook side of things if you do try that once you get school started up.
Yeah, it'll probably just be like one book that I keep as my audio book.
Yes.
Or I might even look up podcasts that talk about what books to read and listen to
Absolutely.
those.
That would be fun. Definitely some great stuff there. I during the lunchtime I got to talk a little bit about some of my favorite books.
Yeah, I was just about
As
to ask.
I haven't really been into a book series in a long time, and I would
Mhm.
love to re-get into a book series. But I talked about, all the way back to the first books I can remember reading on my own and really getting me into a book series, and that was the Magic Treehouse series. As whenever I got thrown into timeout as like anything anything under like 5 years old, I was always at that, like in the corner. I had this little basket that was just full of Magic Treehouse books, and so I always loved those ones. I will always remember the medieval knight one that they had come in it, and that was like
Mhm.
one of the first books I really obsessed over, and I reread like 4 different times, and just really really enjoyed it as a little kid. And then later on, I ended up getting into like the Percy Jackson series and a
Yes.
lot of Rick Riordan's work, the author of the Percy Jackson series.
Mhm.
I got into it because he did an Egyptian God series as well that I really, really enjoyed. I actually enjoyed that more than Percy Jackson series. The Percy Jackson series is just a little bit more extensive, so obviously that was really, really entertaining
Very
because that
cool.
extended into even he did a like offshoot book series off of the Percy Jackson series into like a Roman like tie-in
Yeah.
book series where all the Roman gods were involved as well, which I found so fun.
Yeah, I have speaking on this topic of mythology. I actually have the next book that picked out that I want to purchase for you to read, and it's about mythology, and I'm very very excited to show it to you at some point.
Ah, I'm interested. Yeah, I just need to find a book that I'm into. It's been a while since I've really gotten like, went head over heels for a book. There's been a few times where that's really, really happened, drawn me for reading,
Yeah.
and I would love to do that again. Uh,
Yeah, see, when I was growing up, there was a ton of different book series that I read through. Like, I read through all of the Michigan Chillers and the Goosebumps series. I was a very big fan of those throughout my childhood. And then when I got to high school, I got really, really into, like, the horror genre of fiction, young adult.
okay.
And so I started reading a lot of that and a lot of
Mm.
Natasha Preston and things of that sort. And so then when I kind of died off a little bit from reading, I was really not sure where I should dive back in. And since then, I've just dove headfirst into the fiction and fantasy genre because there's
Mhm.
just so many great works coming out and have come out in the last about 8 years. And so it's very, very cool um, to keep up with that. Oh, we have Nikki checking in with her favorite books. She loves David Sedaris. I actually have not heard of this author, and she right now she's actually reading The Seed Keeper. Very cool. I want to
The
look this
Seed
up.
Keeper by Diane Wilson, which she thinks is very, very great. She has she also claimed that she has way too many books to actually pick a favorite. But apparently, any of those David Sedaris's books are very, very good, and she enjoys reading.
I actually have The Seed Keeper on my want to read on Goodreads right now.
Oh, that's awesome!
That's great.
So
Tell
like,
me how you like it, Nikki.
yeah, maybe you're gonna have to read it next. Definitely awesome whenever you can connect up. That's also something that I feel like you've been using books to do
Yes.
recently, as all your girlfriends from college are now moving off to different towns. All your high school friends, they have moved to different towns and then
Yes.
are now even more expanding out into different places. And so a way to keep in contact with them is you've created a book club, and you get to meet up with your girlfriends. You call it Wine and Spines,
Yes.
and you get to drink a glass of wine, talk about your books, and just have a really good time. And maybe sometimes you barely talk about the book and you just talk about your girl stuff, or you just talk about the book the entire time because you guys are so enthralled. It seems like a fun
Yeah,
thing.
absolutely. I'm a big, big fan of my book clubs. I'm actually in about 3 book clubs right now. There is actually a community of young adults, mostly women, on social media that we all came together with our love of the same genres of books. And I've kind of joined a community with them, and it's been super, super fun as well. Just seeing how widespread everyone is reading all these books and bringing everyone together, which is super great to see.
Yeah, some of my favorite books have also been sports themed books.
Mhm.
I really enjoyed Tim Tebow's book. Probably my favorite sports themed book was the Drew Brees book. I'm not
Mhm.
sure on I can look up the actual name of that book, but because it's just a less popular story that you just don't hear nearly as much, that I really hadn't really known much about it and like why he was so overlooked, and it wasn't just due to his height. But yeah, it's called Coming Back Stronger. Uh, unleash the hidden power of adversity. Yeah, and I thought it was a really, really good book. It helped me learn how to push past hardships throughout my time as a football player, as a student moving all across the states, and I thought it was really, really inspiring for me as a young teenager, and so I very much enjoyed that one.
Absolutely. I'll recommend a nonfiction as well. The one that I will recommend is a memoir actually called Educated. And I won't say too much about it because as it's kind of just a crazy life story of this girl who went from very sheltered, almost completely secluded from American society, to learning what it was like outside of the family household, which is a very cool
Ah,
tale.
very, very crazy stuff. Well, as we move on from our National Book Lovers Day, we actually have our top 10 winners from that great game of top 10 you guys just played. And in that top 10, in finishing in 10th place, we had Franny over at Baxter's Bar and Grill taking home $13. Taking home $27, we had Girly Girl 3 over at Eagles Faribault, one of our top 10 PGL players finishing in ninth. Eighth place was Miss Jill over at Palmer's House, taking home $40. Also taking home $40. In seventh, we had Honky Dave over at Shooter's Saloon and Eatery. Sixth place was Blue Hairs 5 over at Leo's Bar Newmarket, taking home $40. Finished in the bottom of that last game. Now finishing in sixth place in this game, still taking home cash. Awesome stuff for Blue Hairs 5. In fifth, we had Mr. Wolf over at the Super Bowl taking home $67. Taking home $108 in fourth place, we had Carter over at the Mainline Bar and Grill. Third place was Cooper, 623 over at the Lookout Bar and Grill, taking home $150. Taking home $270 in second place, we had Al Cami over at Howie's Sports Bar and Grill. And in first place, we had Dugout over at VFW Spring Lake Park, taking home a whopping $405 in that game of top 10. Good job to all of our winners in that great PGL matchup. But we're now in this matchup of Winter Wonderland, and we are already halfway through this game. Finish up those plays, get them all in so you can win as much cash as you possibly can as we continue on through this.
Absolutely. We have Franny in first place, but Bella in second, and a ton more players with with a great amount of plays still left to get through in the last 5 minutes. Make sure you guys get all those plays in and don't leave any unturned. Happy National Book Lovers Day as we get into our next one, National Veep Day. And on National Veep Day on August 9th, it recognizes the succession plan of the President of the United States. The day also acknowledges the one president who has neither elected vice president nor President Gerald Ford.
Yeah, Vice President, a very important role within the United States. If the presidential election doesn't work out and, something happens, we need this person as they
To
have
be
such
capable hands.
to be in, capable hands as well. And just to be in a good spot. They also have a lot of influence even without being in the presidential position. They do have a lot of influence just being the vice president as well for the, term.
Absolutely. Happy National Veep Day. They do some great stuff for our country, and hopefully they continue to do so into the future. Next up, we have International Co-working Day, and every year on August 9th, International Co-working Day celebrates the impact of the co-working movement. It's also a day to recognize we are all a part of something greater than ourselves.
Yeah, and the co-working movement is a movement that is these smaller businesses bringing together their companies to work in shared workspaces, and they can work together in shared secretaries, shared mailrooms, shared those kinds of things, and they all work under the same roof, even though they work for different companies. Having that apparently has is the co-working movement.
That's actually very cool because we've been seeing these kind of lofted offices that are open to the public be more accessible in different areas, kind of like little coffee house lounges that are these just like melding pots of everyone coming in and working together on collaborative stuff, which is very cool to see. But I didn't know there was an actual movement happening where smaller businesses were coming together to use a larger business space.
Yeah, so here it is. First among co-working benefits is support of the local workforce because they are open to anyone. So that you are talking about those spaces. Those are the
Those are the same
spaces.
things.
Yes,
Okay,
this is
cool.
that is a part of the co-working movement.
All right,
As
because I've been seeing these pop up like everywhere.
yeah, co-working facilities support remote workers from all backgrounds. The budding freelancer, the hardworking gigger, the part-time office worker, and anyone else doing work outside of the traditional office.
Absolutely, that's some great stuff. That's really funny that I didn't know that they were all part of the same thing. I just thought there was like, oh, these coffee houses are a great idea. Let's
Yeah,
just
but
start popping them up everywhere.
yeah, it's a huge help for especially people who don't have a lot of friends in their area, don't get out a ton in their area, and they just kind of, it makes it, if you're just working from home, not doing anything, not interacting with people, it's a very lonely lifestyle. And so, forcing yourself to be out there, I know that I definitely interact with a lot less people now that, because we work from home, for the majority of the time. And so, when we don't interact with a ton of coworkers ever, and so having that interaction is something that I do miss, and so spending a lot more of my weekends busy as something that I've been a little bit more pursuing I'm
Incorporating.
yeah, incorporating into my weekly schedule. As usually I'd be like, I need a break in the weekend. I want to relax. I don't want to hang out with people after I've been hanging out with people the entire week, with coworkers, with friends after work or whatever it is, just because everyone's in the area. But now I have a lot more downtime throughout my week, and now I fill my weekend with a lot more social time.
Yeah, and we're seeing in today's day and age where this is the highest number of people who work remotely that there ever has been. And whether they are working remotely through their company or if they are working for themselves, we're seeing such an influx in self employment with the influencer industry and things of that sort. So having these communal workspaces are great to try and like just bring everyone back together and have that sense of community when it comes to that working period of time and having that space to go to, because a lot of the time I have a very hard time differentiating between my home is my unwind space as well as my workspace, like
Hmm.
sitting down and working on schoolwork for 4 hours. I feel a lot more productive doing that when I'm at a facility doing it, whereas
Ah.
compared to like at my desk here where I could just be like, oh, I'm gonna go make a snack or whatever,
Yeah. Yeah.
and walk away.
Yeah, I know that, certain people have those issues, other people don't. I'm one of those people that don't really have that brain switching
Hmm.
issue, as my brain is constantly switching back and forth all the time. But we have $156 going out to Bella over at the Woodtick Lounge, a great first place prize in that great game of what we just played is Winter Wonderland. Definitely some awesome stuff there as we now get into a little bit of Vikings victory action. As there's a large jackpot available in this game of Vikings victory of $2,232. Should be some great stuff as we get on after it in this game. Just got until 7:45 to get enrolled.
Absolutely. And as you guys are getting enrolled, happy International Co-working Day. Next up, we have National Rice Pudding Day. And on August 9th, many enjoy their favorite dish on National Rice Pudding Day.
Yeah, I am someone who has not tried much rice pudding, ever tried rice pudding.
I don't
It
think you
looks
ever will
it,
be.
it looks very similar to an oatmeal style dish. In my opinion, it seems like it's served in some of the similar ingredients as
Okay.
well, with cinnamon, vanilla, and raisins.
You want to know the difference? Oatmeal, you know how oats they get soft?
Yes,
That it still has like
hard
hard little
grains.
beads in it.
That's interesting.
My brother loves rice pudding.
That's super interesting.
Loves it. And
Huh.
he'd want the entire thing, the top of it dusted. Like you couldn't see the rice pudding with how much cinnamon was dusted on top of it.
See, I think I might be able to get behind that with all the cinnamon. I love cinnamon, so that is maybe I could get over.
Which is so funny since you're allergic to artificial cinnamon.
Hey, I loved cinnamon before I became allergic to it.
Fair enough. Are you
Yeah.
allergic to real cinnamon or only
Yeah, nothing, no wrong issues with real cinnamon. It's only the
just the artificial spicy stuff?
yeah, any candy or gum cinnamon, I seem to have an
That's
allergic reaction
crazy.
to. But the just normal cinnamon, I'm
You're just
a-okay.
peachy keen with?
Yeah, cinnamon cookies, cinnamon sugar, whatever.
French toast, snickerdoodles, all of it.
I'm having a great time.
Usually those are your favorites. Those are like what you lean towards.
Really? You think
French
that?
toast and stuff, yeah.
Oh, French toast for sure. I love French toast. Might be my number one of the breakfast syrup foods.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, yeah. I'd say French toast. But
And with cereal, you lean more cinnamon.
yeah, I love cinnamon toast crunch and cinnamon life. Those are my two
Yeah.
favorites. So yeah, I do lean a lot of cinnamon flavored things. I'm very, very big fan of cinnamon. Cinnamon, cinnamon in these cookies.
Absolutely. And I made you a big fan of chai.
Yes, because it has a little cinnamon in it as well.
Yes, a lot of cinnamon. You usually get extra in it.
It's great. It's
Mhm.
great. I love chai. It's a great thing. Well, if I can put a ton of cinnamon in my rice pudding, I probably would like it as well. So happy National Rice Pudding Day. Would you like to talk a little bit more about rice pudding?
No, we actually have those winners from Winter Wonderland we got to talk
Ooh,
about.
I'll let you take that top 10.
Good, because I was going to take it anyway. 10th place, we start off with Player, who ended up over at the Friendly Buffalo and got to take home $31. Getting to win $31, coming in 9th place, we had Buckaroos over at the Rusty Saloon. Coming into 8th place, we had Wendy over at Aardvark's Bar and Grill, getting to take away $31. While getting to take away $31 in 7th place, we had Esme over at the Claremont Pub. Now in 6th place, we had Chuck Spears over at Jimmy's Poorhouse. They ended up getting to take home $31. Now getting to take home $62 in 5th place, we had Renee over at Neeson's Gaylord. While in 4th place, Nikki was playing over at the Green Lantern and ended up getting to win $78. Then getting to take home $93 in 3rd place, we had Stormus over at the Creek Bar and Grill. Coming into 2nd place, we had Franny over at Baxter's Bar and Grill, getting to take away $109. And then getting to win $156 in 1st place, we had Bella playing at the Wood Tick Lounge.
Well, good job to all of those players, especially Bella, who took first place in that great game of Winter Wonderland. We are now officially in this game of Vikings victory. Should be some great stuff as we get after these great prizes. We do have some extra jackpots available in this game with a small jackpot of $147 and a large of $2,526. Should be some great stuff as we get on after it. But as we get after it in this great game of Vikings victory, we get into World Calligraphy Day. The second Wednesday of August is the day where art meets handwriting. Nibs ready and it's World Calligraphy Day.
Very fun stuff. I used to really, really practice my calligraphy a lot.
Ah.
I gave that up very quickly though, as I think that was just like a quick fixation in early middle school.
Yeah, that makes sense. But it's still a lot of fun. I think that having good handwriting is something that can be forgotten in today with so many things being typed out and used in that sense. That it's a
Yeah.
great thing to maybe practice a little bit more as it is a skill that could put you above the competition.
I can't believe that they don't teach cursive at all anymore.
Isn't that such a interesting thing?
How do people do their signatures? Do millennials just not have a signature? Or Gen Z? I don't know
I think,
which
you
one's
know, because
younger.
signature isn't really cursive. It's like it's a yeah, I guess it is cursive. I use cursive, but I don't use most people's signature isn't like their entire name written out in
Yeah, but I'm asking if our next generation is just gonna print their name out.
I have seen a lot of licenses with
Their name's just
yeah, yeah,
written.
yeah, there was I've seen multiple of those with just written out
Wow.
underneath there with so it's interesting. I have no idea how it's gonna go. Still I think most people will
Just
just
do a
still
squiggle.
develop signatures as, I mean, every kid, even though wasn't writing in cursive, I still practice my signature all the time.
I had to write in cursive,
I
like all
didn't,
the way through
I
middle
had
school.
the write in cursive in 2 grades.
Really? I had to write in cursive all the way through middle school. It wasn't until high school that they extended that, and I just had to type things out.
Yeah, no, the state cut it from the curriculum before that, so it was your
Really?
school that was enforcing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I was in Michigan by the time middle school, and
Yeah.
they didn't enforce any kind of cursive
No, I think they
throughout my
stopped
years in
teaching
middle
it after
school.
when we were in like fourth or fifth grade, but yeah. No, I was having to write cursive on assignments all the way through like seventh or eighth grade.
And they were enforcing to write in
Yeah.
cursive. Interesting. Yeah, no, we were not
Final
enforced.
drafts, blue pen and cursive.
Yeah, I did have to write in blue pen and everything like that, but we had switched over to final drafts being on computers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the time we got to seventh grade. So,
I mean, I'm glad I learned the cursive I did. I'm very good at my cursive, and it's a skill I'll always have with me because of it.
oh,
But
absolutely.
yeah, very funny
Yeah,
stuff.
but calligraphy is so much more than cursive.
Absolutely.
It's a art form that brings in a lot of different styles. In the Japanese culture, I know it is very Chinese and Japanese culture. It is very prevalent. Calligraphy is, and it's closer to an alt art form than it
Yes.
is to writing, which I think is a very, very cool take on it.
Absolutely. Very cool stuff. I think some of my favorite is um the the very old Celtic font. That's some of my favorite fonts.
Ah,
Do
yes.
you have a favorite font or anything like
My
that?
favorite font. My favorite font is Impact. Yeah,
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
That's just the first font that came to my head that wasn't Times New Roman.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, so Impact will be my choice. Happy World Calligraphy Day. Enjoy on today a little bit of calligraphy. We do have a little bit of Twins news we can get into as our Twins should be playing right now against the Tigers, but the Tigers did beat us just last night in a 6-0 victory. Not what we wanted to see as they cut our 5-game winning streak down, but let's see how we are playing right now.
Right now, it is the top of the seventh, and we are down by one. It is 5-4 with the Tigers leading.
Okay, we are up to bat right now, it looks like, so we can make this a little bit of a comeback. Hopefully, we can take the lead as we head into the late portions of this game. That's kind of been the theme of our wins since the All-Star break, and hopefully we can keep with that theme and get to 61 wins on today. A little knock on wood action right here after saying that, though.
Absolutely. Well, if you guys want to show your support for our Twins, shoot them out some luck as they take on this bottom half of the game. Go play the awesome E-Tab game that we teamed up with them for. Twins win. Check out Twins win and check out that home run derby bonus genre. If you pick a lucky batter, you could end up taking home some Grand Slam prizes.
I just couldn't get over the fact that it was like send our Twins out some luck and play the great game Vikings victory. Like that was you were so close.
Vikings victory is the E-Tab game that sticks in my head.
It's a great ETAB
It's
game.
the default that rolls off the tongue.
That's funny. Twins win is definitely a great one that I remember all the time because the home run derby bonus round may be
Love.
my favorite sports
Yeah.
themed bonus round.
I completely agree. It's hard
But,
not to love.
I don't want to make that hot take right now. We
Ooh.
got 3 minutes for you guys to get the rest of your plays in this game of Vikings victory. Hopefully, you guys continue getting after it as we got one big win one time in first place. We'll see if you can get that one big win in this game, maybe $2,000, as that is a jackpot available in this one. But let's get into some
Yeah.
game day bingo standings as you earn those points all day long while you're playing live bingo with us.
Absolutely. And so jumping right on in 10th place we had a tie, and it's between Kimmy 69 at Leo's Bar Newmarket and Brother Nate at Sportsman's Pub as they both sit with 19,000 points. Now there's a tie that was just formed in 8th place. Coming in from ninth, it's Player at the Boulevard Tavern, and already in ninth, Bobo at the Corner Bar at Goodhue, currently sitting with 20,000 points. With 21,000 points in 7th place, we have TC Bear playing over at the Orr House. While in 6th place, Mike over at Sherwood Lounge currently sits with 22,000. With 23,000 points in 5th place, we have Funk at Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards. While in 4th place, we have Why Not Me at Beatles Bar and Grill with 25,000 points. 27,000 points for our third place player, Mad Dog, over at Egan's Arms Public House, while in second, Rock Rider at the Incline Station Bowling Center sits with 29,000 points so far. And in first place, definitely a nice leg up on the rest of the standings, Call Me Jen over at JR Mac currently sits with 58,000 points so far.
Ooh, now on to the location side of the standings. 10th place, we got the Incline Station Bowling Center with 35,000 points. With 37,000 points, we actually have a two-way tie in 8th between the Old Piper Inn in Blaine and Corner Bar Goodhue. 7th place was Shady's Railside with 38,000 points. With 40,000 points, previously in 5th place, getting pushed back to 6th, we have Joe and Stan's. Now, a location that was previously tied with Joe and Stan's now has sole possession of 5th place with 41,000 points. It is the Boulevard Tavern. Now getting into the 50,000 point club.
Bless you.
Thank you. It was a very weak sneeze. As 4th place, we had Leo's Bar Newmarket with 65,000 points. 66,000 points for the 3rd place, J.R. Mack. 2nd place was Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards with 71,000 points. And with 76,000 points, the number one location in these standings, we have VFW Spring Lake Park.
Absolutely nicely done to VFW Spring Lake Park and the entirety of those standings. Make sure you guys are coming out each and every day to play any of the game day bingo games that we run. You guys will take home some great cash prizes and those points towards those standings. Now, some great games that we have here with Pilot that you guys can actually play at any time, no matter what time of day it is. The E-Tab games that we have on those great iPads are ready for you guys to go check out. Just about a week ago, we released a great E-Tab game called Space Sweepers. We highlighted it earlier in this broadcast. It's an awesome one with some great bonus rounds like the Moon Conqueror and Space Sweeper bonuses. Go check it out. It is a great amount of fun. But the one previous to that one that just got released about a month ago now, it has been a highly awaited one as it is Lucky Larry's Lobster Mania. You guys can get a lot of different jackpots in those lobster traps. With the land and lock bonus, you even have the chance to unlock that mother load jackpot. If you fill that screen up with treasure chests, you will just watch those riches pour right on in. So make sure you guys set sail on out to a local Minnesota bar or restaurant to check out Lucky Larry's Lobster Mania.
Yeah, we do have a winner here as we have Sitting over at Trail Stop Tavern in Egan taking on $176. Good job to Sitting in this great game of Vikings victory. We will now be getting enrolled into our next PGL game, which will be a little Pride of Minnesota action. Should be a lot of fun as we have 15 winners in this game. Definitely get enrolled and press play. If you're not getting enrolled into this next game, though, you can check out the 70 different Charitable eTab games that you can play anytime and win huge prizes up to $1,500. All games have small bets between 50 cents and $5 with awesome bonus and free play rounds in those games. We'd love for you to check them out. Definitely try out some of our favorite eTabs today. My favorite I'm going to highlight is going to be a little bit of Nugget Chasers. It's a super fun one as you could take home some gold mining prizes in it. Definitely fun stuff.
Absolutely. Go check out all the different eTab games we offer here at Pilot and let us know which one is your favorite. There is such a wide variety of different themes. I guarantee you'll find one you love, even if it's just because of all the great cash that gets awarded to you while playing. Go check out all those different eTabs and let us know which one is your fave, like we said. As you guys are having just about 3.5 minutes to get enrolled in this round of Pride of Minnesota, we have some on the this day in music history to talk about with you guys because there was some very fun stuff that happened.
Yeah, first one being a important one, but sad one,
Oh.
as in 1986 at the Newbworth Park Festival in England, Queen plays their last concert with
Aw.
Freddie Mercury. An audience of 120,000 hears them close out with "We Will Rock You" slash "We Are the Champions" and "God Save the Queen." Very, very important time as Freddie Mercury had such an influence within music in general with his unique
Mhm.
style, unique voice, and ability to capture crowds. And him doing his last performance with Queen was a very, very iconic moment as the loss of a superstar.
Absolutely. I mean, he had one of a kind vocals. I don't think there's many cases of his vocal abilities, let alone just the sheer structure of his mouth alone was one in a million. So it's very interesting to see Freddie Mercury and all the amazing things he accomplished in his career, and just being able to say that you were a part of that final audience that watched him. That is insane.
Yeah, that would be a very, very cool concert to be at. Definitely a cool day in music history. In 1986, as Queen plays their last concert with Freddie Mercury. Next up, in 2005, Nickelback releases Photograph, the first single of their album All the Right Reasons. Inspired by a drunken snapshot, the song is about Chad Kroger's memories of growing up in a small town in Alberta, Canada.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a big one. Photograph, it was a great song at the time. It then was transformed into an even better meme. And since then, it's kind of derailed the song almost entirely.
Oh, because of the meme. Yeah, it
Yeah,
changing from look at this photograph to look at this graph really
yeah.
changed the outlook for that. I'm sure they do not hate it, as I'm sure it made them a bunch of money having that meme go around.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. And I actually am a huge, huge fan of Nickelback in general. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, that's some great stuff. I remember Photograph was specifically my mom's favorite song by them.
Really?
Yeah.
It is a very, very good song.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Nickelback. There's a lot of people that hate on Nickelback, but I think they're entertaining in their own right.
Absolutely. I don't know how you can hate Nickelback. They were a great band.
Do you have a favorite song from Nickelback?
Okay, well, I always want to say Rockstar because that's just like what I grew up with, and that's
Absolutely.
just
Yeah.
what I sing on repeat when I think of Nickelback. But um, if Today Was Your Last Day was a really good one at the time. There was one about a party, and I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you were talking about,
Yeah.
but it was one of
How
your
you
favorites
remind
as
I'll
well.
I'll say How You Remind Me. That'll just be the one I pick.
Yeah, that's a good one as well. I think Photograph is mine just for the great meme that's come from it. The
Mhm.
other one I will say is one of my
This
favorites.
afternoon. That's the party one that I remembered.
You like this afternoon? That's a
Yeah.
fun one. I'm gonna go with. Yeah, I'll go with Rockstar since no, we didn't pick it as any of our favorites, and it's a great
It's a
song
great
and
song.
needs to be picked. Definitely some fun days in music history on today. As we keep on getting through this one, we have to remind you guys that as you're playing these PGL games, you can actually earn points to get into our PGL top 10s. But you got to sign up at PGL.world to become a member of the Pilot Gambling League. Those players don't just compete for points on those PGL top 10s, they also get access to insider information, which includes a monthly newsletter that has a lot of great information in it. So sign up at PGL.world today, and we'll get you highlighted in our new member spotlight.
Absolutely. A couple of those new players who just signed up include Granny, Subcircuit, Leafin 11, Oakley Baby, Impalers, Baxter, Stroink, Bry 1220, as well as D Hall, all now members of the Pilot Gambling League. Hopefully we see you guys come on out, and hopefully we see everybody else who has not signed up go head over to pgl.world and sign right up. It only takes about 26 seconds, so what are you losing? Just some PGL points along the way, I guess.
Oh yeah, but some players that earn some PGL points and hopefully are signed up at PGL.world are winners from that game of Vikings victory. And so we got to talk about that top 10. And in 10th place, we had Gen over at Dave's Place, taking home $29. Also receiving $29 in 9th place, we had Pumpkin over at Patrick's Pub and Grill, Benson. 8th place was Ken's over at the Diamond Point, winning $29. $44 went out to 7th place, at VFW Wasika. Actually, I don't know. 6th place is Yoda over at Eagles Owatonna, taking home $58. Also getting $58 in 5th place, we had Annie B over at Brian's Bar and Grill. In 4th place, we have Gingerbread over at Norm's Wayside, taking home $88. Winning $117, we're getting very up there in prizes now. In 3rd place, we had one big win one time over at Mama T's Castle Tab. Well, hopefully $100 satisfies that want. 2nd place was Everett over at Corner Bar Waterville, taking home $132. And taking home $176 in 1st place, we had Sinning over at the Trail to Stop Tavern.
Nicely done to Sinning and the entirety of that top 10 in that round of Vikings victory. We have just about 6.5 minutes left on this round of Pride of Minnesota, so make sure you guys are continuing to get all those plays in. Yak in 1st place. Now Hog Boy stealing it over, but Yak still has a ton of plays left. We'll have to see if they're able to steal that 1st place spot right back where they belong.
Do you think you could ever, with a moderate amount of training, figure out how to hog tie something?
Yeah.
You think you could hog tie a pig?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be an impressive feat, I feel like.
Yeah, I feel like I might have false confidence on that one.
Do you even know what hog tying looks
Yes.
like? Okay, I was just making sure. You grew up in in a suburb of Detroit. I'm sorry if I'm questioning your knowledge of hog
Yes.
tying.
I've seen hog tying live. I've also seen someone hog tie a gator once.
Okay.
Yeah, I've
Okay.
seen it firsthand.
Okay, I'm glad. I just had to make sure that you had there was a chance that you could have missed out on that.
Oh yeah, it's been a
But-
while, but
But it also feels like that is something that your father would have introduced you to at some point, as he loves those kind of for
Just
being a guy that
weird.
grew up in the city area. He really loves fishing, hunting, doing all the very what would be stereotypical country things.
just likes to get dirty.
He loves being outside and having a good
Yeah.
time.
If he can just go be one with nature and not shower for 5 days, that's my
Yeah,
dad's cup of tea.
Yeah, because he's got a green thumb too. Yeah, he's very much not a city boy for a guy who's grown up in the
No,
city.
it's so strange because he is such a city boy sometimes. But it's his Boy Scout. It's his Boy Scout tendencies. They run deep in that river.
It is funny stuff there. Well, great stuff. We got to get into some PGL standings though,
Yes, we
as we
do.
have a top 10 players from this season 14 so far that have been earning points all season long. And so let's hop right into those players.
All right, well, starting it off in 10th place, we had River over at Poppers in Virginia, currently sitting with 215,970 points. 9th place, it's Cherber over at the Clubhouse of Edinburgh in Brooklyn Park, as they get to take home, or currently sitting, I should say, with 220,010 points. With 220,670 points in 8th place, we had Scobie over at the Vesta Bar in Vesta. 7th place, it's Jen playing over at Joe and Stan's in St. Paul, who currently sits with 222,315 points. Now with 224,570 points sitting in that 6th place spot, we have Girly Girl 3 over at Eagles Faribault. 5th place is currently held by Chip over at Rudolph's Redneck Roost in Holdingford, as they currently sit with 227,590 points. With 228,770 points in 4th place, we have Kate playing over at the Whiskey Street Melrose. Third place is Mark over at Stadium in Annandale, as they currently sit with 232,035 points. Now with 238,495 points in second place, we have Yak over at the Stanchion Bar of Hamel. Then in first place, leading the pack in the PGL standings, we have Brizo himself over at the Underground Bar and Grill of Mankato, as they currently sit with 412,655 points so far. It feels kind of wrong having him not be at the Atomic Star Tavern.
Doesn't it? As I always thought Brizo was an Atomic Star Tavern player, but been majority at the Underground Bar and Grill this season, I guess.
Well, we'll have to see, because if he changes spots, that location will get all the points and swipe him away from Underground Bar and Grill, and that just proves how important it is where you guys play at, because these location standings are ones that can topple quickly.
Absolutely. In 10th place in these location standings, we have Malone's Bar and Grill in Maple Grove with 257,710 points. With 260,880 points in 9th place, we have Vesta Bar in Vesta. 8th place is VFW Spring Lake Park with 261,075 points. With 293,150 points in 7th place, we have Oleander Saloon in Mankato. 6th place is the Boulevard Bar and Grill in Coon Rapids with 301,125 points. With 320,880 points in 5th place, we have Eagles Faribault. 4th place is O'Brien's Pub in Rice with 323,895 points. With 325,805 points in 3rd place, we have the 3rd Rail Bar and Grill in Big Lake. 2nd place is Super Bowl in Ramsey with 343,355 points. And in 1st place, with 412,655 points, we have the Underground Bar and Grill in Mankato.
That's some awesome stuff. Nicely done to all those locations. And one more shout out to Brizo, as the Underground Bar and Grill is able to sit in that first place spot because of them. We'll have to see what happens after this week's PGL points. Make sure you guys stick around for when we update these standings and talk about some very important stuff. But we have a little bit of wild news to talk about with you guys, because we're looking at the top 5 enforcers in Minnesota Wild history. We're starting off at that number 5 player, Brad Stubitz. That's some really awesome stuff.
Yeah, we'll talk about some of his, as he played 114 games with the Wild. He had 246 penalty infraction minutes and had 24 fights for the Minnesota Wild.
That's awesome stuff.
I love it. I honestly love these enforcers. It's one of the first things I ever knew about hockey was these enforcers that would fight, and they would come in and rock these players. They played in the line of in the rules and outside the rules, and it's fun to talk about. And yeah, this guy, 114 games, 24 fights. Pretty good stuff. I don't know how he ended up being behind this other guy, Clayton Stoner, who ended up in 4th, as he had almost double the games played, but only 2 more fights, with 26 fights, and only a few more penalty infraction minutes with 296. Clayton Stoner, great enforcer, but I'm of the opinion that Brad Stubitz needs to be higher up.
We do have a winner here, as player over at Shady's Plainville is going to take away that first place prize, $397. Nicely done. We're going to get that entirety of that top 10 for you guys in Pride of Minnesota for you guys in just a few moments. We are about to get enrolled in a little fishing derby action, and we are about to take a very quick break. But as you guys get enrolled, we will be back before you guys get into that game.
Absolutely. See you in a sec. Hey guys, and we are back for some more of this wild themed well, not wild themed, Wild Wednesday action. We are in a little bit of fishing derby action. This is our longer game as we are going to be here for the next 13 minutes playing this great game with you guys. And hopefully we can give out some nice prizes as we have a smallmouth jackpot of $812 and a largemouth jackpot of $3,264.
Absolutely, and as you guys are working towards these great prizes in this round of Fishing Derby, if you want to show your support for our Wild team, you can go check out the great E-Tab game that we teamed up with them for. Let's Go Wild. You can see the logo right here. We even have a great Slapshot bonus round in that E-Tab game that you guys can go take home some trophy prizes along the way. It's a great way to show your support and an even better E-Tab game just to go check out. Let us know what you think of Let's Go Wild.
Are we not going to talk about our top 3 players?
I forgot we didn't go through them.
Yeah, we never went through we only went through the first 2.
Well, we got some more enforcers that we got to talk about from
exactly.
our Wild history.
I want to talk about the top 3 enforcers of all time.
Yes.
Third is Marcus Foligno. He played 396 games with the Wild. He had 415 penalty minutes with the Wild and got in 33 fights with our Minnesota Wild. Awesome stuff. Foligno, I never thought of him much as an enforcer, but yeah, he's definitely an enforcer on this team and has been for the last few years. But these top 2 players, I feel like they just take the enforcer role to another level.
Especially this next guy, Matt Johnson. He's played in 227 games. He's got 698 personal
penalty infraction minutes,
and he has had 61 fights.
Yes, definitely an awesome guy. 61 fights is great. I think that just adds some great entertainment to the sport of hockey.
Yeah, I think there should be more fights in hockey.
Exactly. I think that should be like a points rewarded for whoever wins the fight.
Absolutely.
I think that would be awesome. But the number 1 enforcer in Wild history is Derek Bugard. He played 205 games with the Minnesota Wild, 544 penalty infraction minutes, and 54 fights with the Minnesota Wild. Awesome stuff. They must have been a little bit more important than, I guess, Matt Johnson's fights were. So, awesome stuff for Derek Bugard.
That's some really funny stuff. I think it's just, I'm really not too sure. That's some really great stuff, Derek Bugard. It reminds me of a Boog from Open Season.
Really?
Yeah.
When everyone says Boog, I think of Meet the Robinsons.
I haven't watched that in a really long time.
Yeah, is the baseball cap, the butler hat character. His name is Boog.
Oh, yeah. The little guy with the dark hair and the sunken eyes.
Hey, what's up, Boog? Hey, you want to come over later, Boog? They hated me. I love that. I love that scene as no one hated him, and he just self-inflicted that everyone hated him the entire time.
Yeah, he made me really sad.
He made his own villain story happen. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
As a kid, I thought it was funny. Later, I now know it's much sadder than I was, but I was like, haha, he did it to himself. Everyone actually liked him.
That's so funny. It's kind of like you with Pitch Perfect as well.
What do you mean?
How you had forgotten that one boy was left out in the beginning, or you hadn't seen that he was actually left out in the beginning, and so you thought he was just making his bed, and he was like, "What's the big deal?"
What's the correlation though with?
that that they were misread, or that you misread the situation. Never mind.
But it was a
Never
self-inflicted
mind.
villain story.
Never
Yeah,
mind.
maybe I'm just not understanding your correlation with it, but yes, I totally see that. Fun stuff. Uh, but moving on to a little
Yes.
fishing report, as you guys just have 9 minutes left in this game, as we're checking in with the Lake of the Woods. This was done by Low Tourism on August 9th, and the dog days of August are upon us, and there are some great walleye fishing on the south end of Lake of the Woods. This past week, one of the guys commented, we have to work for them, but we normally find them. They aren't in their typical spots, but fishing overall has been good. Even on Lake of the Woods, you gotta find them. When you do, summer patterns are catching good numbers of fish, spinners, and crankbaits. Drifting spinners with a flathead, frozen emerald shiner, or crawler has been working well. If there's no wind, trolling slowly about 1.25 miles per hour to find the blade spinning in cover water. Use the one hook harness with the minnow and the two hook harness with a crawler. Gold, golden red, golden pink combos have been good colors. Mix up the colors until you find one that works best. Trolling crankbaits has been catching good numbers of walleye, downriggers, lead core lines, snap weights, 4 ounce bottom bouncers, and a 6 foot leader or a deep diving crankbait with a braided line are great ways to get your crankbait down deep. Depths are of 30 to 36 feet of water are the key locations in the basin and are holding a lot of walleye.
That's some really great stuff to take with you out onto the water. Hopefully, those tidbits help you out just a little bit. But as you guys are moving forward, we have Horseshoe in first place, almost out of plays. We'll have to see if they're able to hold on to it. We have Mouse in second, Kimmy69 in third, B. Drexler in fourth, and Dougie in fifth. We have just about 7.5 minutes left in this round of Fishing Derby. So make sure you guys are getting those plays in and hopefully seeing if anyone will steal away that spot from Horseshoe.
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely a lot of fun as we continue on after it in this game. As you guys are getting after it in this game, we got to talk about our winners from that game of Pride of Minnesota that we played in that last PGL matchup. And in 10th place, we had Carl 1 over at the Red Men Club, taking home 15 bucks. Taking home $31 in ninth place, we had Sinning over at the Trail Stop Tavern. Sinning finished in first place in Vikings victory, a good finish in Pride of Minnesota as well. Eighth place is Jules over at the East Side Bar, taking home $31. Seventh place was Ross at the North Star Peak Easy, winning
Speakeasy.
$31. Yeah. In sixth place, we had Jog Boy over at Nissan Scalar, taking home $47. Taking home $79. In fifth place, we had John over at Eagles Albert Lay. Fourth place was Ruby Sue over at Friendly Buffalo, taking home $159. You may like Ruby's Adventure, Ruby Sue. In third place, we have Yak over at the Stanchion Bar, taking home $190. Taking home $286. We had C over at Chanticleer Pizza, Coon Rapids. And in first place, we had Player over at Shady's Painesville, taking home $397.
That's some awesome stuff. Nicely done, two-player, and the rest of those top 10 able to get home those great prizes in Pride of Minnesota. We do have those players getting those plays in here as Mouse just took over that first place spot. It's looking like it's going to be a fight to get those plays in and take over that spot. You guys have just about 5.5 minutes left.
Woohoo! But a little reminder that as you guys are playing these games, whether you're just having fun playing these games with Pilot games, you're playing your favorite E-Tab game, you're taking home a giant jackpot message and you want to show it off, we love seeing all those different player pictures. You can send those in by directly messaging us on Facebook, by posting them onto any of your social media with the hashtag PilotGames, or emailing them to jackpots@pilotgames.com. We love receiving any of those player pictures, and we love showing off this example in particular as they got creative with their player picture. Their player name is none other than Nerd Boats. And look at them dressing up as such with their taped in glasses, a little bit of lifesaver action, the fisherman hat, and they are ready to go. It's an awesome one and just an amazing example of how you can have a lot of fun sending in those fun player pictures.
Absolutely. Send all those player pictures our way. They are not mandatory, but they are highly, highly encouraged. Whatever they may be, even if it is just you and your smiling face, send them our way and we'll showcase them any way we can. You guys have just a little over 4 minutes left in this round, so continue getting those plays in, and hopefully you'll get into that top 10 to take home some of these great prizes here in Fishing Derby. But as you are working towards this tail end of the round, we do have some Vikings news to talk about with you guys, as the Vikings receiver bided his time and now has been ranked number 2 in the NFL Top 100 list, his third time being included in the countdown. Colts running back Jonathan Taylor told an anecdote when interviewed about Jefferson, as last year when Jefferson was asked who's the best receiver, and rightfully so, he gave it to Devontae Adams. But he told people last year, after next year, it's gonna be me. Well, he was right. In his third NFL season, Jefferson racked up 128 catches for 1,809 yards, leading the league in both categories, and 8 touchdowns as well. He averaged a whopping 106.4 yards per game.
Yeah, just obviously the second best player in the entire NFL last year. He was really, really great. A huge contribution to the reason why the Vikings ended up having as good of a record as they did have. A lot of the success rode on the success of Justin Jefferson, and he was just a huge factor in each and every one of our games we played, whether he was being just double teamed and just so much coverage was being thrown his way, opening up a bunch of easy dump offs for our other players, or he was dominating by getting 200 yards in a single game. It was just really, really great stuff to see. Something, though, that is really, really great to see is that we actually are getting prepped and ready for our first preseason game. This is going to be a very interesting one, as we have a lot of questions heading into this upcoming preseason. Who's going to be stepping up as our backup quarterback? Right now, Nick Mullins is the number one guy heading into tomorrow, as he fits very stylistically with our Kirk Cousins. But we did draft Jaron Hall this past year as our backup QB out of BYU. He might be able to step up with his little bit of upside that he has under center. We also want to see the improvement from Jordan Addison and Jalen Naylor as they look to get themselves into that primary receiving core and taking big steps. On the defensive end, there's even more questions than on the offensive end, as we have Mekhi Blackman, our other USC draft pick, getting tested at the cornerback position. We finally get some real good looks at some second-year play out of Lewis Cine and Andrew Booth Jr., who will both be getting some real nice reps together. Lewis Cine and them both after battling injuries throughout the majority of their rookie seasons. It's going to be a very exciting preseason game that you guys can watch at 9 p.m. tomorrow as the Vikings take on the Seahawks.
Absolutely, that's some exciting stuff. That game is happening at 9 p.m. tomorrow night. And so if you want to show your support for our Vikings, which you absolutely should, go check out the great ETAB game, Vikings Victory. If you pick a lucky letter in that skull bonus round, you could end up taking home some huge prizes along the way. And what better time to go check it out than right before our first preseason game of the NFL season for 2023.
Oh yeah, it does look like we are coming down to the tail end of this final PGL game of tonight. We got just 40 seconds for you guys to get the rest of your plays in. While you're getting the rest of those plays in and we wait for the blue screen to officially announce our winner, we are going to hop into a little bit of Skull Bingo standings action. Well, you guys earn points for playing a little Vikings themed live bingo from 4 to 6 every single day.
That's right, starting it off in 10th place, we have Cindy over at the Whitecap Inn, currently sitting with 39,000 points. 9th place, it's Chappie 1 over at Melita Quarries, as they sit with 40,000 points. With 44,000 points in 8th place, we have Oswald playing at Friar Tuck's Pub. While in 7th place, we have Fast Eddie at Elks Lodge, Owatonna, currently sitting with 46,000 points. With 48,000 points in 6th place, we have Jackie, who's currently playing at Outtakes, while in 5th place, Eduardo is currently playing at Angelina's and sits with 59,000 points. With 80,000 points in 4th place, we have Rock Rider at the Incline Station Bowling Center, while in 3rd place, Funk at Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards currently sits with 81,000 points. With 101,000 points in 2nd place, we have Brother Nate at the Chart House. And in 1st place, we got Call Me Jen at JR Mac with 138,000 points.
Yeah, good job to our players in Skull Bingo, but we have a first place winner in this game of Fishing Derby. It's Chara over at Leo's Bar Newmarket, taking home $101 in that amazing game. Good job to Chara in this final PGL game. We will announce the rest of that top 10 in just a little bit, but right now we're getting into a little bit of game day bingo action. We have a 54 ball or less minor prize at $148, a major prize of 53 balls or less, $5,395 there, and a mega prize at 51 balls or less, $64,000 available there. This is going to be some great game day bingo to end off this Wild Wednesday, so continue getting enrolled and press and play as I hop into the location side of the Skull Bingo standings.
Absolutely.
And in 10th place, we have G. Allens with 64,000 points. With 68,000 points in 9th place, we have Angelina's. 8th place is the Eagles' Albert Lay with 70,000 points. With 79,000 points in 7th place, we have American Legion Monticello. 6th place is the Incline Station Bowling Center with 81,000 points. With 86,000 points in 5th place, we have Outtakes. 4th place is Clive's Roadhouse Burnsville with 107,000 points. With 130,000 points in 3rd place, we have the Chart House. 2nd place is JR Mac with 146,000 points, as our 1st place location is Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards with 175,000 points.
Absolutely, that's some great stuff. Nicely done to the entirety of those players and location standings. Make sure you guys are coming out each and every day from 4 p.m. till 6 p.m. to try your hand at those Skull Bingo games. It's a lot of fun, and Ian and I are with you guys on every single happy hour during that time, except for on Wednesdays, as we do get to come back here on our Wild Wednesday nights to broadcast with you. But as you guys can see, you have just about 2 minutes and 40 seconds to get enrolled in this next round of Game Day Bingo. Our second to last game here with you guys for a Wild Wednesday. Make sure you guys are getting enrolled, getting ready to take home some of these great cash prizes. And as we move in forward, we do have some celebrity birthdays to talk about.
Yeah, born in 1928, we got Bob Cousy, Basketball Hall of Fame guard, NBA champion in 1957, and then again in 1959, 60, 61, 62, and in 63. It was the NBA MVP in 1957, 13-time NBA All-Star from 1951 to 63, playing for the Boston Celtics. Yes, a very old-timey player that was super creative as he created a lot of the iconic passes that we see nowadays. He was kind of a huge influence in later basketball. Happy birthday, Bob Cousy.
Very cool. Next up, 10 years later in 1938, we had Rod Laver, the Australian tennis player. He was the Grand Slam winner in 1962 and again in 1969. He was an 11-time Grand Slam singles title winner and an 8-time pro major title winner.
That's insane. Very impressive stuff. Next up, born in 1943, we have Ken Norton, an American boxer. He was the WBC heavyweight champion in 1978, most known for his amazing trilogy of fights with Muhammad Ali, and is also in the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Yes, very, very good stuff. Ken Norton, a very iconic boxer from his time, and fighting Muhammad Ali in a legendary trilogy fight is very, very cool stuff.
That's insane. Happy birthday. Next up in 1950, we have Chris Haney, the Canadian journalist who created the board game Trivia Pursuit. Very cool stuff.
Trivial Pursuit. Very
Yes.
cool stuff. Yeah, Trivial Pursuit, very, very cool game. Have you ever played Trivial Pursuit?
No, I have not.
Yeah, it's a very, very fun one, as I think we actually own Trivial Pursuit, but just haven't played it yet. I think it's in our gaming collection. We just need to play it again. Yeah, it doesn't get played nearly as much, but it does have its own little cult followings. Uh,
Well, before we talk a little bit more about those celebrity birthdays, we do have that list of winners from Fishing Derby
oh,
that we absolutely need to highlight. Kicking it off in 10th place, we had one of Curtis's favorite players, Dr. Pirate himself over at Beerstube Invergrove Heights, getting to take home $60. Then getting to win $60 in 9th place, we had You Betcha over at JJ's Bowl and Lounge. 8th place was B. Drexler over at the Water Street Inn, getting to win $60. Then getting to take home $60 in 7th place, we had Stace and Jess over at the Old Town Tavern. 5th place was C over at Chanticleer Pizza Coon Rapids, getting to win $60. Then getting to win $60 in 5th place, we had Dougie over at VFW Spring Lake Park. 4th place ended up being Horseshoe over at Valley Lanes, getting to win $80. Well, then getting to take home $90 in 3rd place, we had Kimmy69 over at the Ranchero Supper Club. 2nd place was Mouse over at Eagles Owatonna, getting to win $90. And in 1st place, Chara over at Leo's Bar Newmarket got to win $101 in that last round.
well, good job to all of our players getting after in that fishing derby game. But a little bit back to our celebrity birthdays. Next up, born in 1961, we got Amy Stiller, sister to Ben Stiller and daughter to I'm blanking on the famous dad.
Ben?
Ben Stiller's is the brother.
Oh.
I'm blanking on the dad now. But yeah, daughter of famous Stiller line. American actress. She's in The Marvelous Miss Maisel. But their dad
Jerry.
is yeah Jerry Stiller. Super super iconic.
Absolutely. Very fun stuff. Next up, in 1963, we got Whitney Houston, the American singer. She sang I Will Always Love You, I Want to Dance with Somebody. She was also a actress in The Bodyguard and a film producer on The Princess Diaries.
I did not realize that she worked as a film producer in those movies.
I didn't either. That's very fun
That's
stuff.
a great add to her resume. Super fun stuff. We love a little Whitney Houston action on today. And next up, born in 1964. Well, actually, before I get into that birthday, we have a winner in this game.
Chicago Joe over at the Boathouse Brothers Brewing is getting to take home $66. Nicely done to Chicago Joe. Nicely done, and we are about to get enrolled in our final round of Game Day Bingo. Make sure you guys get enrolled, as this is the final game that Ian and I will be live with you guys for.
Absolutely. Definitely get enrolled and press play. 56 balls or less on that minor prize. Not to forget about the other great prizes that are growing as we continue to get after it. But next up, born in 1964 on today, we got Brett Hull, a Canadian-American NHL right wing, 8-time All-Star, 6-time Stanley Cup winner, and a dominant hockey player throughout his career.
Very cool. Happy birthday. Next up, in 1967, we have Deion Sanders, the American College and Pro Football Hall of Fame cornerback. He won the Super Bowl in 1995 and again in 96. He was an 8-time Pro Bowler and played with the Dallas Cowboys. He then went on to be an MLB outfielder with the New York Yankees and the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, actually was that at the same time.
At the same time?
Yeah, he was in the NFL and the MLB at
That's
the exact
crazy.
same time. He's one of those
Good
just
for him.
incredible athletes. Was the best DB, arguably the best defensive back of all time in football, and just was an absolute freak athlete. Was able to take that freak athleticism to play a little bit of MLB baseball as well. Not nearly as good at baseball as he was football, but
Still,
but you know he
quite
was
the accomplishment.
that he was the best in football, and then was one of the very he was called Prime Time was his nickname, as you had to turn on your TV whenever he stepped on any field.
Super fun.
But last up, born in 1974, we got Derek Fisher, an American NBA guard, played for the LA Lakers, and now is the manager for the LS Sparks. Really cool stuff. He's a legendary basketball player. Really, really fun stuff on today. And any luck to any players who are celebrating their birthday on today. A bunch of luck going out to you guys for this final game that me and Jordy are going to be here live with you guys for.
Absolutely. You guys have just about 40 seconds to get enrolled in this next round. And as you guys do so, there's something very exciting I got to tell you about because in just a couple weeks, that's right, August 24th through September 4th, the Minnesota State Fair is going to be in town. And we got a State Fair food spotlight to highlight as we want to talk about the crispy lutefisk steam bun. Steamed lotus bun filmed with a blend of cabbage, carrots, cilantro, and yum yum sauce, plus Olson Fish Company's lutefisk brined in salt water for 12 hours, covered in a sweet hoisin sauce, and then baked and topped with sesame seeds. That is insane and sounds incredible. You can find it at Shanghai Henry's at the International Bazaar against the North Wall.
That sounds absolutely delicious. A great
That's
mix
crazy.
of vegetables, yumminess, sweet sauces, all in this delicious bun. Definitely try this. Like Jordy said, Shanghai Henry's is the place to find this delicious new food that will be coming to the Minnesota State Fair. Do you have a favorite new food that we've covered so far?
Pretty much everything that is in the International Bazaar.
Yeah, I would love to just go through and just buy, one after another, some of the fun stuff that's out there at the near the International Bazaar.
There was a garlic hummus plate that had crispy Parmesan garlic.
That's one you'd love to try.
That one really stuck in my head.
That's awesome stuff. Well, some movies that were released on today as you guys are working through this game. 1996, Jack. 1996 as well, Escape from LA. 2002, XXX. And in 2019, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark is actually the only one that I know of in that list.
Really? XXX stars Vin Diesel.
I know about that one.
Jack stars, I think... Is it Adam Sandler that Jack stars?
I'm really not too sure.
I think it's Adam Sandler. No, it's Robin Williams. Robin Williams is the star of that one.
I do know that one, just kidding.
And Escape from LA stars, who's Star-Lord's dad? Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Yes, Kurt Russell and Bruce Campbell are the stars of Escape from LA.
Very cool.
So, fun little movies released on today.
Absolutely. We are closing in on our final game of Game Day Bingo that we're going to be here live with you guys for. But before we let you guys loose, just this past weekend, King was playing over at the Mississippi Pub, took home the largest jackpot of the weekend, $7,554. Now, I really want to highlight this jackpot they took home and the charity they supported while playing, but I'll let you announce our final winner here.
Yeah, D. Millie over at Outtakes is taking home $63.50 on that Musco. Good job to D. Millie. You guys are going to be playing a little bit more Game Day Bingo all the way throughout the rest of the night till 10 p.m. But as we were talking about, we need to talk about our player and charity spotlight of this week.
When King got to take home that over $7,000 jackpot, they were playing over at the Mississippi Pub. While playing at the Mississippi Pub, they support the Spartan End Zone Club MNG. They want to promote supervised competitive football programs for high school children of the community, to arrange intra as well as extra city sporting events, and to instill in players the principles of sportsmanship, honesty, loyalty, courage, and respect for others. That is a great jackpot King got to take home, and an even better charity they supported while playing. Make sure you guys stick around and continue playing these Game Day Bingo games all the way till 10 p.m. Thanks for sticking around, and remember guys, when you play Pilot games, your community wins.
Come on, let's get these lobsters out of the water and into a pot, huh? You get 4 choices. Pick a buoy. Geez almighty, this one is loaded with lobsters. My mouth is watering already. Get off of there. How are you gonna eat all that? That was great fun. You should be thrilled with all them lobsters. Good. Come on, let's get these lobsters out of the water and into a pot, huh? You get 4 choices. Pick a buoy. Geez almighty, this one is loaded with lobsters. My mouth is watering already. Get off of there. How are you gonna eat all that? That was great fun. You should be thrilled with all them lobsters. Good. Come on, let's get these lobsters out of the water and into a pot, huh? You get 4 choices. Pick a buoy. Geez, almighty, this one is loaded with lobsters. My mouth is watering already. Get off of there. How are you gonna eat all that? That was great fun. You should be thrilled with all them lobsters. Come on, let's get these lobsters out of the water and into a pot, huh? You get 4 choices. Pick a buoy. Geez, almighty, this one is loaded with lobsters. My mouth is watering already. Get off of there. How are you gonna eat all that? That was great fun. You should be thrilled with all them lobsters. Good. Come on, let's get these lobsters out of the water and into a pot, huh? You get 4 choices. Pick a buoy. Geez almighty, this one is loaded with lobsters. My mouth is watering already. Get off of there. How are you gonna eat all that? That was great fun. You should be thrilled with all them lobsters. Good. Come on, let's get these lobsters out of the water and into a pot, huh? You get 4 choices. Pick a buoy. Geez almighty, this one is loaded with lobsters. My mouth is watering already. Get off of there. How are you gonna eat all that? That was great fun. You should be thrilled with all them lobsters. Good. Come on, let's get these lobsters out of the water and into a pot, huh? You get 4 choices. Pick a buoy. Geez almighty, this one is loaded with lobsters. My mouth is watering already. Get off of there. How are you gonna eat all that? That was great fun. You should be thrilled with all them lobsters. Good. Come on, let's get these lobsters out of the water and into a pot, huh? You get 4 choices. Pick a buoy. Geez almighty, this one is loaded with lobsters. My mouth is watering already. Get off of there. How are you gonna eat all that? That was great fun. You should be thrilled with all them lobsters. Good. Come on, let's get these lobsters out of the water and into a pot, huh? You get 4 choices. Pick a buoy. Geez almighty, this one is loaded with lobsters. My mouth is watering already. Get off of there. How are you gonna eat all that? That was great fun. You should be thrilled with all them lobsters. Good. Come on, let's get these lobsters out of the water and into a pot, huh? You get 4 choices. Pick a buoy. Geez almighty, this one is loaded with lobsters. My mouth is watering already. Get off of there. How are you gonna eat all that? That was great fun. You should be thrilled with all them lobsters. Good. Come on, let's get these lobsters out of the water and into a pot, huh? You get 4 choices. Pick a buoy. Geez almighty, this one is loaded with lobsters. My mouth is watering already. Get off of there. How are you gonna eat all that? That was great fun. You should be thrilled with all them lobsters. Good.